Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and what's up, everybody. I hope you're doing well and that everything is okay. I hope that God has taken good care of you and that God has taken good care of your families. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is going to find you guys in good health. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're watching me for the very first time, my name is Victoria Mima, and once again, it's a pleasure to have you on board. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for clicking in to watch today's video. You are amazing and I love you so much. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the support. I do appreciate. To my new subscribers, feel at home, feel appreciated. This is a home of positivity, and we shall say that giving up is not our option. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for kind words. Thank you so much for words of affirmation. They truly mean a lot to me. Leo hata nimeamua nifunge tu kitambaa kwa sababu video ya leo sometimes I just feel maybe good when I see things that I speak about sometimes vitu zenye niliongelelea kizungu imenishinda and I remember how people could niokota with matusi, and then I see them happening now. Then I'm like, what about that person that maybe alinitusi ile siku? What does he or she has to say? Welcome, guys. Let us just dive straight into this video. The other day, Baby's former manager, Andrew Mwiko, did an interview with Vicky. Na, guys, wacheni niwaambie kitu. Wacha nianze na kurant. I don't do interviews. Mi naongeanga vitu zenye mse ameongea kwa interviews. Last time niliona nikifanya video kuhusu Baba Count, and some ladies were very upset with me. So I was like, mnanikasirikia why? Kwa sababu si mimi nimefanya interview, hata wewe unajua hivyo. So hii Andrew pia kabla ukasirike, remember sio Vicky amefanya interview, okay? Hapa tunazungumza yalionenwa na wenyewe. And that interview, I read the comments. And the comments were like, you Andrew, you are just bitter. Wengine walikuwa wanaandika sijui ulikuwa unadhani maybe ukiachana demo Facebook kutakuwa aje, sasa kumebadilika. And everybody was just like, you are just bitter. And you could see like the seriousness in those comments. One question that came in my mind when I saw that interview was like, who advised Andrew, number one, to give in for that interview? Because do you know what? Again, it was not the right time. Maybe let's put it like this. Good interview at the wrong time. The second question I was asking, because I could listen to the videos, to the video akisema ati hakuna kitu ngumu kama kukua maybe manager wa celebrity. Sijui utamwambia nini, wewe unamshinda na nini. And I guess that statement is the statement that made fans conclude that Andrew was just bitter. Then another thing that came into my mind was like, when he says hakuna kitu ngumu uweza ambia celebrity kitu, wewe unamshinda nini? Who was he referring to? Because you know, in this case we are speaking to somebody who was the manager of the biggest brand in the Republic of Kenya. That is name of Facebook. So you see, sometimes when he says such a statements, people, watu hawawezi jisumbua nafikiria ati Andrew maybe anazungumzia nani. Definitely people will just conclude, si anaongelea demo Facebook, because watu wanajua yule mtu mse peke yake mwenye Andrew amefanya naye kazi, mwenye anajua kwa limelight na ni celebu, si demo Facebook. But is he right? That is the question. Because in this video, I want to take you back. When Andrew wrote a very long letter, brought it online in the name of Resignation letter. After like it was roughly like within 15 minutes, they did an interview with Yvonne Magaya. And I reacted on that interview. And I told them, you guys, this is the baddest move that you've ever done online. We cannot be the same proclaiming Team Baby na pia ni sisi ndio tunapea haters first information. That is hypocrisy. When I did that video, both of them came on this channel, and they just laughed like sarcastically, like yani hakuna kitu nilikuwa nawaambia. But I knew what I was saying. Na mtu usinijaji na mdomo, si niliwaambia niko na homa. But let me take you back to that letter. Number one, who was supposed to issue a statement when Andrew resigned? The truth of the matter is, haikuwa kazi ya Andrew kuandika ile letter kubwa kuleta online. Let me give you an example of Samido. It is to a point, Mugithi Master, Samido, sinyi wote mnajua Samido. Samido na manager wake parted ways. Who revealed to the public that I'm no longer working with this person. Was it Samido's manager? No. It was Samido that told the fans that, yo guys, we are not, the contract between me and my manager just terminated. That is the protocol. So Andrew did not follow the protocol. And there is something that I noted. After Andrew kuandika ile letter kubwa, dem wa Facebook has never responded to that post. You can go back and view it because it is still there. And a lot of questions, fans started asking themselves like a lot of questions. Why is it that ni dem wa Facebook anaongelewa, but she's not responding? And you know how that letter came up at the wrong timing. Because ilikuwa place, weekly show was terminated. And the first person to break those news on YouTube was none other than commentator. I wish, and I remember telling you guys, mwende msome first comments. Around 200 comments za kwanza, kila mtu alikuwa anasema after Andrew aliresign akaileta kwa mtandao. Kila mtu alikuwa na judge dem wa Facebook. Watu walikuwa wanasema ati, let me remind you this because najua, for real fans you can remember this. Watu walikuwa wanasema ati, dem wa Facebook is the problem. Dem wa Facebook is the problem. Si mnaona ameachwa, Bina amekataa kufanya kazi na yeye. Tena Andrew ndio huyu ameacha kufanya kazi na yeye. So inamaanisha dem wa Facebook is the problem. And people started blaming this girl. And they formed groups even on TikTok, and people started like trolling this girl. And I remember saying it was not a must for Andrew to bring that letter online. And there is something that I said again on this channel. Because in that letter, Andrew was like, alikuwa anataka kushikilia watu wengine tena mkono. Then I was like, at some point it will be hard. Because this is online and people does not forget. The fact that you are not telling fans what really happened in between. Hata ukisema sahi unaenda kushikilia tu mkono, fans watakuwa bado wanakukumbusha. That is why on the comment section on the interview that he did, fans are just like, but Andrew, you are just bitter. Others are just like, huyu msee ana preach wine but ana drink vitu zingine. So that is how online operates. But what was the intention of this interview? Because I've been trying to even rewatch it. And there is some three things that I'm concluding. Number one, Andrew did not follow the protocol. That is not how you operate when you are someone's manager. Because it was very clear from that letter that Andrew ilikuwa imefika point alikuwa tena anataka kusaidia watu wengine mkono. Sisemi kusaidia ama kushikilia watu wengine mkono ni vibaya. But you must follow the right procedure. Is he regretting? That is the question that most of the people have been asking me in my DM. That Vicky, umeona ile interview? Ama maybe Andrew ana regret. Because unajua hata kwa interview alikuwa anauliza ule interview ati, umeona kama nimekonda? Si unaona tu niko sawa. That is now not how online operates. So Andrew failed himself. I don't know who was advising him at that particular point. But I want to tell you the specific scenario that made fans lose trust with Andrew. And this is the truth. And remember, I am not fighting Andrew. I am not wishing for him bad luck. Hata nyinyi mnaweza kubaliana mimi sikuwa naongelea maneno yake, ni yeye amefanya hiyo interview. Na unajua my work is just to react. So msikuje kumtandika mawe. There was a time Andrew was live on TikTok. And there is a statement that he said. Andrew alisema ati yeye akaiza sikia dem wa Facebook ana date Omar. Anaweza furahia sana. Really? As a manager? Really? We can do better, guys. And since that day, things have never been the same again. I remember there is a video I did kama bado Andrew anafanya kazi na dem wa Facebook. And I was telling Andrew, the fact that you are a manager to this biggest brand, why don't you protect your space? Because ilikuwa imefikia mahali watu walikuwa wanajua tukitaka kupata Andrew twende tu TikTok tampata. And you see that was a very reckless statement. Why? Andrew has his own, Omar has his own family. Omar pia unajua inafaa tuheshimu kitu kingine kwamba unajua huyo ni Mwarabu na pia ni Muislamu. Au wase wanakuanga na vile wanafanyanga mambo yao. And I remember kutoka hiyo siku ndio watu walikuwa wanaanza ndio from that live on TikTok. Ndio watu walikuwa wameanza kuingilia Omar. Ndio maana juzi, I hope mnashikanisha hii video. Ndio maana juzi demo wa Facebook alisema ilifika point akaanza hata akaacha kutembeanga na Omar sana sana kwa sababu alikuwa na face hatred. Na mnajua vile Waislamu wanakuanga. Vitu kama hizo uanga wanaziita haram on a very serious note. So this is someone mwenye akona family. This is someone mwenye akona business. And again, this is someone that lives a very private life. But unaenda TikTok kusema ukisikia na date demo wa Facebook, utafurahi sana. So another thing is that this is someone that supports everyone. Kwa industry, huyu ni mtu anasupport Mamito, huyu ni mtu anasupport kina Willy Paul, huyu ni mtu anasupport kina Bahati. So ni kitu gani unajenga kwa akili ya fans? In short unaeka kwa akili ya fans anytime they see maybe Omar supporting someone, huyo mtu anamdate. That was a very bad statement. But when I said like that, people came for me. But I knew what I was saying. The reason as to why fans are telling Andrew he's bitter is because them on Facebook has never said anything since Andrew left. And it could just be good even when for him, when he don't speak anything. Kwa sababu, sayata akiongea haisaidi. Kwa sababu, hata mwenye anaongelelewa, hajawahi sema kitu kutoka resign. Secondly, at some point fans felt betrayal. Ndio maana unaona wako bitter kwa comment kuambia Andrew is bitter. Juu, unajua time Andrew aliacha demo wa Facebook, ama aliacha kumanage demo wa Facebook, ilikuwa time yenye, like this girl needed, maybe in one way or the other, he needed him at that particular point. Remember, weekly show sasa haikuwa. Watu walikuwa wanamlaumu yeye ndio mbaya. Alafu tena manager analeta barua online, ati mimi nimeresign. The third thing why fans reacted, another thing as to why fans reacted that way is that there is now, there is no trust in between fans and Andrew. Si unajua most of the fans walikuwa trust the fact that alikuanga anafanya kazi na baby. Na si unajua kwa hii online, anybody that tries to associate himself or herself with them on Facebook, like team baby wanga wanamuimpress, wanampenda, na pia wanaanza kumsupport. But sasa unaona they are no longer working together. So it means pia hiyo trust iliisha. Ama hiyo trust like ililegea. So Andrew should just stay away from interviews. Because they are not helping. Because najua pia akienda kusoma comments kwa ile interviews, kuna vile ana feel vibaya. But angekuwa tu aliendelea kunyamaza, of course, watu hawangeongea juu, watu hawangejua nini inaendelea. I don't know what you think. But my question is, as I finalize this video, is Andrew bitter or is he regretting? Bye.